Good evening, everyone. In today's lesson, we will be looking at how cells are classified. Understanding how cells are grouped helps us understand the diversity and specialization of life at the cellular level. We will discuss the different types of cells and how they function in living organisms. By the end of the lesson, you will be able to, number one, describe the various ways by which a cell is classified. 2. Explain the difference between eukaryotic and prokaryotic cells. 3. Compare plants and animal cell. Number 4. Differentiate multicellular and unicellular organisms. 5. Illustrate the different types of cells in the body. And 6. Describe the cells or cellular modification that allow cells to carry out specialized functions. So what are the basic cell classifications? So they are classified based on several criteria. Number 1, eukaryotic or prokaryotic. This classification is based on whether or not the cell has a nucleus. Number 2, plant or animal. It differentiates based on the type of organism. And the third one is unicellular or multicellular, which refers to to whether the organism consists of one or multiple cells. Prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell, these are the two main types of cells. When we say prokaryotic cells, these are simple cells without a membrane-bound nucleus, while eukaryotic cells naman, more complex cells with a membrane-bound nucleus and organelles. The key difference between prokaryotes and eukaryotes is that prokaryotes lack true nucleus. Wala siyang nucleus, pero si prokaryotes ay merong nucleus. The DNA is located in the region called nucleoid. Sa mga prokaryotes po natin yan, kasi ang DNA naman ng eukaryotes natin ay sa nucleus. Pero sa mga prokaryotes po natin ay nasa nucleoid region. The prokaryotic cells were the first to develop on the planet Earth about 3.5 billion years ago. These cells are simple, small in size, and have fewer internal structures. Example natin ng mga organism na yan ay ang ating mga bacteria, blue-green algae, and archaea. So yung archaeans po natin ay mga type ng organism that can thrive in extreme environment. Meaning kaya nilang mabuhay sa mga environment na halos walang type ng organism pwedeng mabuhay normally. Kasi ang mga extreme environment natin pwedeng sobrang init, sobrang alat na environment. So archaeans lang po ang kayang mabuhay doon. So they are still classified as prokaryotes. Yung blue-green algae naman, nakikita naman sa slide, pwede sila mag-cause ng ganitong instance or scenario sa ating mga bodies of water. Ayan. Prokaryotes reproduce quickly, which is why they are found in huge number across various environments, katulad ng water, soil, up to the living host. So the cell membrane of prokaryotes is made up of phospholipids and serve as a barrier between the inside of the cell environment. Okay, so ayan naman yung structure niya. Napaka-simple lang ng prokaryotes po natin. In prokaryotic cell, ribosomes and DNA are found in the cytoplasm kasi wala nga siyang nucleus. Many prokaryotes contain plasmid, which is a circular DNA that carry additional genetic information. And some prokaryotes also have flagella or cilia for movement. Nakikita din naman natin yun sa ating drawing, 'di ba? Yung image. Pero yung presence ng plasmid niya, pwedeng magkaroon po ng tinatawag nating antibiotic resistance. Kasi ang plasmid, may ability yan na mag-encode ng mga proteins that can inactivate antibiotics. So, yung mga taong nag-a-abuse ng paggamit ng antibiotics, pwedeng makadevelop yung kanilang mga bacteria ng antibiotic resistance. That's why hindi ka pwedeng bumili basta-basta ng antibiotics sa butika or sa mga pharmacy. Kailangan ng reseta ng doktor. Kasi may possibility na ma-immune or makadevelop ng resistance yung bacteria against the antibiotics. And in the future, kapag nagkaroon ka ulit ng sakit, tapos uminom ka ng antibiotics, hindi na siya gagana. Magiging nakamatay na yung sakit na yun pag nagkataon. So, yun ang iwasan po natin. Yung eukaryotes naman, they evolved 1.8 billion years ago and they are larger and more complex than prokaryotes. They can either be unicellular or multicellular. Examples of eukaryotes includes protists, fungi, plants, and animal. Ayan, examples yan. Eukaryotic cells are known as true cells because they have a well-organized internal structure with membrane-bound organelles, and these cells are much larger and contain more DNA, which is organized in a nucleus. They also have organelles that help compartmentalize cellular functions, making process more efficient. Organelles like mitochondria, the endoplasmic reticulum, the Golgi apparatus, they organize the task within the cell. Okay, so if we're going to summarize the difference between eukaryotic cell and prokaryotic cell, always remember that the eukaryotic cell have nucleus, they are usually multicellular, and contains organelles like mitochondria and endoplasmic reticulum. So marami pa yan, example lang yan. Then yung prokaryotic cell naman, they do not have nucleus, they are usually unicellular, it also lack organelles like mitochondria and other type ng organelles na meron tayo sa cell natin. Pero ang eukaryotic cell pwede siyang maging unicellular ha, kasi katulad ng mga ano natin ng mga protists. Yung mga protists ay unicellular pero classified as eukaryotes yan dahil may presence of nucleus. So if you're going to look at the difference between them, ito lang naman yun, yung pinagkaiba nilang dalawa. So mas maraming present na organelle sa eukaryotic cell natin kaysa sa prokaryotic cell na laging absent. Kung meron man, smaller, mas maliit na version dahil maliit lang naman yung prokaryotic cell natin kaysa sa eukaryotic cell. Next natin ay ang ating plant cell and animal cells. So, sa plant cell natin, meron siyang chloroplast for photosynthesis and cell wall for the structure. While animal cell naman ay merong tawag ito, meron siyang other organelle na present in it na wala naman sa plant cell. Okay, for example, wala mang chloroplast si animal cell, meron naman siyang centrioles which is involved in cell division. Pero kung i-observe natin yung shape nilang dalawa, 'di ba? Si animal cell ay merong round and irregular shape while si plant cell naman ay rectangular or cubic yung kanyang shape. So marami naman tayong parts na makikita na present parehas sa dalawang cell na yan, pero may mga absent din. Tulad na na-mention natin kanina, yung chloroplast. Wala tayong chloroplast sa animal cell, pero plants meron. Some of the parts ay present naman parehas, meron lang konting difference. Pwedeng maliit sa isang cell, malaki naman sa isang pang type ng cell. And then, madalas kasi yung plant cell ang merong extrang organelle, pero ang animal medyo may mga type ng organelle siya na nawawala katulad ng cell wall. Wala namang cell wall ang animal cell kasi for structure and support yun ng ating plant cell na merong cellulose. And remember yung cellulose natin, wala tayong ability to to digest that kind of component ng ating cell wall. Okay? Then the next one is the unicellular and multicellular organism. Pag unicellular, single cell lang. Pag multicellular, many cells. Yun lang naman pinagkaiba ng dalawa. Marami tayong examples yan. Ito mga protists na to. Amoeba, Paramecium, and Euglena, lahat sila merong nucleus. So eukaryotes yan. Unicellular na eukaryotes. Yung nasa gitna, that is amoeba. Yung nasa unang drawing is yung Paramecium. Yung may buntot, that is the Euglena. So remember that unicellular can also perform all of the life functions. They reproduce asexually and have a short lifespan. They carry out functions like nutrition through phagocytosis and cell division for regeneration. Kapag multicellular organism naman kasi, katulad ng mga plants and animals natin, they have specialized cells that perform specific functions. And these cells are organized into tissues, organ system to maintain the overall function of the organism. So if one cell is injured, the organism can often replace it easily. Pero pag unicellular, pag injured yung isang cell, mamamatay yung buong cell na yun eh. Kaya short ang kanilang lifespan. Okay? So let's have the next part of the topic, the cell types in the human body. Though, itong cell type na to, babalikan din natin siya pagdating natin ng mga topic natin about tissues. So we have different cell types. Ayan, andyan ang ating epithelial cells. So para saan ba ang ating epithelial cells? That is for protecting the body and line organs. Okay, meron din tayong muscle cells naman for movement. Marami tayo niyan. Ang mga muscle cells kasi natin ay may skeletal, may smooth, tsaka cardiac muscle na may mga voluntary, involuntary yan. Ang skeletal lang naman ang voluntary dyan eh. Ang smooth and cardiac ay involuntary muscle. We also have the bone cells, responsible for forming and maintaining bones. Osteoblast yung ating madalas na tawag natin dyan, na ginagamit for building bones. Osteocytes for maintaining bone, and osteoclast naman for breaking down bone tissue for remodeling. Mga example lang naman yun. Then we also have the cartilage or the chondrocyte, which are located in cartilage tissue. They provide cushioning support and shape to structure like nose, ears, and joints. So yun yung mga white part ng ating bones, diba? We also have nerve cells or the neurons. They are specialized for transmitting electrical signals into the nervous system. They are involved in sensory perception, yung mga 5 senses natin, motor control, and cognitive functions. Pag sinabi nating secretory cells, they produce and release substance such as hormones, enzymes, and mucus. So they are specialized for synthesis and secretion. Then yung adipose cell, or known as adipocytes, they store energy in the form of fat, which help with insulation, cushioning, and hormone regulation. The blood cell, it includes the RBC or the erythrocytes, white blood cell, the leukocytes, and the platelets. Pag RBC or red blood cell po natin, they transport oxygen and nutrients. Pag white blood cells naman, for the immune defense. Then platelets naman for blood clotting. Then we also have the reproductive cells. They are specialized for sexual reproduction. Example natin dyan, sperm cell and egg cell. They are fused during the fertilization to form a zygote. Those are the different kind of cells in our body. Then meron din tayong tinatawag na cell modification. So in cell modification, when we say cell modification, these are the structures or features that allow cell to carry out specialized function. For example, meron tayong flagella, diba? Flagella, which is a whip-like structure that propels the cell for movement to, para makamove yung ating bacterium or bacteria from one place to another. Then yung ating cilia naman, hair-like protrusions naman siya that moves fluids or the cell. Marami tayong types ng functions ng cilia natin. Pwedeng mga mechanoreceptor, taga-guide ng flow ng fluid. Meron tayong chemoreceptor naman for detecting smell of substances. Kaya nga tayo nakakaamoy ng ating mga substances. So, isa sa nagde-detect niyan ay yung ating chemoreceptor na cilia. Then we also have the photoreceptor sa mga vertebrates or mga mayroong backbone. Retina, yung retinas natin ay mayroong sensitivity to light. So, that is because of the cilia. Meron mga ginagamit yan for moving the ovum or the egg cell from ovary to the fallopian tube. Minsan naman, ginagamit ang cilia for brushing off and removal of unwanted debris along lining of the respiratory tract of the humans. We also have the microvilli or microvilli, which is a finger-like extensions that increase the surface area for absorption. So, sa ating intestine, madalas ma-observe ang microvilli or microvilli. Ayan naman yung structure niyan. So, pagka-absorb niya kasi ng nutrients, didiretso agad siya sa bloodstream. Okay? And then we have the pseudopodia. Diba? Some cells use pseudopodia, which is a temporary extension or arm-like projection to move or ingest food. And celiac, yung cilia naman kasi natin kanina is for ano lang siya, for tuloy, para siya sa sa iba pang function katulad ng mga movement din ng ating mga cells. Pero pag pseudopodia kasi more on capturing food. Ginagamit niya din yan for motility. So, present ang pseudopodia sa mga amoeba. And that is the end of the presentation. So, in summary, always remember that the prokaryotes are simple, smaller cells without a nucleus, while eukaryotes are more complex and larger with a nucleus and organelles. Both types of cells are essential for life, but they differ significantly in structure and function. And yun yung na-discuss natin sa different kinds of cells na meron po tayo. So hanggang doon lang po yung discussion po natin, topic number 2 for your unit test. See you next time. Bye-bye.